All right, so let's just find that comfortable seat wherever you are. And in this time of craziness, right, it's even hard to just much less sit, but to close your eyes, right, and sit. So give yourself the time right now. It's 1 hour of your day to just be with yourself on your mat, right? All you have is like a little raft and you're floating in the ocean, right? This is all you need and all you have right now. Let your eyes close. Feel those sit bones grounded down, right? Always thinking about your foundation. It's what holds you up and ground you at the same time. Set up a nice tall spine, stacking your shoulders on top of your hips, your head right on top of your shoulders. Gently engaging your front body, your core, finding equalness in the back of the front body engagement, right? We always tend to dump a lot into our backs. Try to bring some of that effort into the front of your body so you feel nice and strong. Shrug your shoulders up by your ears, let them roll back, opening your collarbone, opening your heart here, finding extra space to breathe already. I didn't always know that that breath is there, guiding you through the practice as things get hard. You always have your breath, and as long as you're breathing, you're doing the yoga. You're doing what you need for you. To yourself, just 3 rounds. Find an even inhale and exhale, whether it's a count of 4, 5, 6. You know what you need today. But just really start to find the breath and follow it up your body. So you start in your lower belly as you inhale. Follow your breath all the way up to your third eye. And then as you exhale, follow it all the way back down. Right? Kind of imagining the breath as it energizes your body. Take 2 or 3 rounds on your own count here. You can even hold it up to the third eye for a count or 2. And let it go. 2 more rounds like this. Last round here. Taking your time, not rushing the count. Let's open our practice, joining together in 3 Oms. And again, use that breath. Follow it all the way up as you breathe in. Letting that vibration start to energize your body, warm it up from the inside out, all the way from your toes to the top of your head. Gently let your eyes blink open. Shrug your shoulders up by your ears one more time. Let them roll down your spine. On your next inhale, reach your arms up overhead, finding this nice opening stretch here. Really grounding down, lifting up with your fingertips. Feeling your rib cage lengthen and lift at the same time. Engage your core here. You can move your gaze up. Reach your fingertips a little bit higher. And then as you exhale, bring them back down. Turn your palms toward the front of the room. And this time, lead that stretch with your pinkies, right? You're finding this nice rotation all the way down into the belly of your shoulders. So you reach up, roll through your hands, press your palms together, spread your fingers nice and wide here. Engage your core, pressing down to lift up. Inhale here, one more breath. Good. As you exhale, take that prayer overhead. Taking your thumbs to the back of your head, reaching your elbows up toward the sky, pulling your shoulders down away, right? Finding length in your tricep here. Taking your gaze gently up. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale. Next inhale, reach your prayer back up overhead. Interlace your fingers. Press your palms up toward the sky here. Reaching up And as you exhale, start to round your spine all the way from the sacrum to the nape of your neck as you press your palms forward. Drop your chin. Good, round your back. Feel space all the way down your spine. Inhale here, one more breath. Exhale. Next inhale, take the palms, keep them interlaced, take them back up overhead, and then take those interlaced palms to the back of your head. Good, engage your core here again, so you're not arching your back. You're staying nice and strong and straight. Take a little back bend here from your chest. Open your arms, push your elbows out to the side and back. And then as you exhale, keep the grasp on your head as you pull your elbows in. Rounding your spine, really finding space between your shoulder blades here. Good, follow your breath. Inhale, take it up and out. Almost like you're a butterfly opening and closing the wings. Exhale, take it back into the middle. Inhale, stretch it out, open your heart, open your gaze to the sky. Exhale, bring it back in. Good, last time, inhale here, open it up, stretch your elbows out from side to side. Reach your arms up overhead, and then let your left hand come down next to your left hip and just take this nice side stretch. Good, grounding down through that sit bone. Exhale here. Gaze can move up if your neck is ready, but pull your shoulders down away from your ears. It's hard to do here. Inhale and exhale. Come back through center, left arm reaches up, right arm hand falls down next to your hip as you take that nice big side stretch, right? Using that first breath to really get yourself set up, grounding down to lift up. Inhale here and exhale. Next inhale, reach it back up overhead. Let your hands fall to the mat in front of you. Roll over your knees. Remove anything you might be sitting on. Beautiful. Can you guys see me all right? Yeah, looks like you can. Good. And then keep your eyes closed if they're still open, right? And just start to make some circles with your hips. Do what feels right for you. So it's like an organic thing. Just get to know where your body is today, right? I feel like we can feel all the tension when we do this. So just recognize it as a crazy time of year. Just be okay with where you are. And, take a notice and send your breath to those tight spots as we move further into the practice. A few more breaths here, just moving your body, warming up. And then let's meet back in tabletop position. Always taking a moment to set up a nice strong foundation so fingers are spread nice and wide. Wrists right under your shoulders, knees right under your hips here. And we'll take a few rounds of cat-cow to warm up our spine. So really use your hands pressing into the mat and use that to pull your heart forward and up toward the sky. Your gaze moves up, tailbone to the sky, belly drops. As you exhale, press your hands into the mat, tuck your tail, round your spine, drop your chin. Inhale, arch it up, gaze ahead, and then take your gaze up. Exhale, round it down. Inhale, arch it up. Exhale, keep your core engaged as you round it in. Beautiful. Coming back to center here. Find a nice, like a flat spine, right? So you could think about balancing a bowl of soup right on your sacrum here. So you're nice and strong in your tabletop position. On your next inhale, take your right leg behind you, straight up behind you. Reach for the back of the room. Flex your toes down toward the mat. Engage your core. Think about turning that pinky toe down, right? So you're nice and square down. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, start to bend your knee out to the side and then tap your upper arm with your knee. Start to use those inner thighs. As you exhale, rotate it back out and stretch your leg out behind you. Inhale here, take the tap. Really think about rotating your hip all the way at the top where it connects to your leg there. And then exhale, take it back out. One more time. Inhale here, tap it, hold it here. Good. As high up on your arm as you can. Exhale. Next inhale, stretch that leg out to the side and then let your foot fall down to the ground. So you should, as you stand up on your knee, your foot should be kind of at the same level as your knee. Take an inhale here to reach your left arm up overhead and take a nice side bend. Reaching up overhead, tuck your tailbone under, don't let your hips go back, right? Tuck your tail under. Stay nice and strong and tall here. You reach up and over, and then exhale, switch sides. Left hand comes down, right arm goes up and over. Keep pressing through your right foot here. Use that to stretch a little bit further. Find more length in the front of your hip. Exhale here. Next inhale, take it back up overhead. Hands come to the mat. Bring your right knee back in. Good, settle back into that nice strong tabletop. And then switch sides. Left leg stretches out behind you. Take a moment here to square your hips. So you're turning like the inner left thigh in toward the midline and back behind you. Toes are squaring down toward the mat. Core is engaged here. Press into your palms. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, start to bend your left knee out to the side. Bring it all the way up towards your left arm. And then exhale, take it back out. Really use your hip joint to make the movement. Inhale here, engage your core, bend your knee, tap your arm. Exhale, take it back out to the side, behind you. Last time here, tap it, hold it, engage your core. Don't lose that contact or that lift. One more breath. And then as you exhale, send your left leg out to the side. Plant the sole of your foot into the mat as you lift your torso up here. Good, take a moment to make sure you're nice and lined up. Tuck your tail under here. And as you inhale, take your left hand down your left leg as your right arm reaches up and over. Good. Think about keeping your hips squaring toward the front of the mat. Tucking your tail, nice and like between two panes of glass here with your torso and your leg. One more breath. And then as you exhale, take it to the other side. Press into your left foot. Reach your left arm up and over. Find length there. Don't let your hips fall behind you. Keep them pressing forward here. Gaze is up. One more breath. Inhale, take your arms back up overhead. Let them fall to the mat. Return yourself to your tabletop here. Good, tuck your toes under. And then slowly, keeping your knees bent as long as possible, send your chest back towards your thighs. And then press your legs straight into your downward facing dog. Really thinking about sending your sit bones way up and back behind you and then up toward the sky. Good, pedal it out. Then your left knee, your right knee. Just getting to know your downward facing dog today, right? It's like a position of comfort. We want to make sure it's nice and strong and stable. Press the four corners of your palms into the mat. Maybe lift your fingers up. Then think about turning the eyes of your elbows forward, like they're rotating in toward the midline and then out. Making room for your neck, right? Pull your shoulders down your body, down your back there. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, just roll forward to plank, but really exaggerate it. Pull your navel up toward the sky, tuck your tailbone, roll yourself forward. Your shoulders may go a little bit ahead of your wrists here. And then exhale, bend your knees deeply, press your seat back towards your heels and straighten back to downward facing dog. Inhale, high on your toes, navel toward the sky, roll yourself through. You're moving like a wave here. Exhale, bend your knees deeply as you straighten back into downward facing dog as you exhale. One more time here. Inhaling forward, rolling it out. Exhale, press it back, seat to heels, and then take it back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, take your right leg up toward the sky, three-legged dog. Whew. Bend your knee, open your hip here. Think about stacking your right hip on top of your left. And then either with a bend or a straight leg, start to make those nice juicy circles as we warm up the hip. 2 or 3 in one direction. And then switch directions. Ooh. Maybe taking a breath where you need to. Sorry, it's the dog. Harley hits the dog chorus. Beautiful. Take your right leg back up toward the sky. Square your hips. Come high on your left toes here. Bend your knee a tiny bit as you press your chest towards your left thigh. Reach your right toes a little bit higher, right? This bent knee allows a little bit more space to lift. Inhale here, one more breath. Reach those toes up. And as you exhale, roll forward to plank. Hug your knee in towards your chest for just a breath. And then as you exhale, bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand, coming into an early low lizard here. High on your fingertips. Both hands are on the inside of your right foot. Good. Rock back and forth here. Really take notice of like where your foot is making contact with the mat, especially in the back foot, right? Sometimes you roll out, depends how you walk. I've been trying to take notice of this lately, right? If you look at your shoes, you'll know if you roll out or roll in. Try to compensate for that so that your feet are nice and even. Good. Rocking back and forth. One more breath. On your next exhale, take a wide pyramid here, straightening your right leg, folding down to the inside, right? Letting your forearms start to fall down toward the mat. Pausing here, pulling your right hip back and in, pressing your right foot into the mat. Exhale, bend back into that lizard lunge. Heart moves forward, gaze ahead. As you exhale, press it back into the long pyramid. Drop your forearms down. Inhale, come back forward to that low lizard. Let your left knee fall to the mat. Untuck your toes here. Rock side to side. Good. Warming up. Trying to let go of the tension in your hip. Thinking about letting it melt down toward the ground. Sometimes this is the thought that counts. It's such a hard thing to do. You can stay up on your palms or come down to your forearms here. Wherever you are, I want you to press your right foot into the mat. And before we start to let our right leg fall open, I really want you to pull your right thigh in toward the midline, right? So your inner knee is making contact with your outer right arm. Really press it and feel the activation in that leg as you pull into the midline. Hold it for one more breath. Good, and then as you exhale, let your right knee fall out to the side, come to the outer edge of that right hip. Stay on your palms or come down to your forearms here. Rock side to side. Maybe taking your right hand to the inside of your right knee to open up your big galaxy. Good, and while you're doing that, this is a good thing for your foot. Take notice of your back foot and think about if the top of it is making even contact or if you're rolling to the pinky toe edge or the big toe side of the foot, and try and correct that, right? Like I roll out. So in this position, I try to put more concentration on the big toe joint there. Trying to straighten that leg out, make it nice and even as we press our chest open and up. And then either stay here, bend into the back knee as you take the bind, coming into this early thigh stretch here. Pulling your heel in towards your seat if you have the bind. One more breath. Good. Exhale, release the bind. Bring your palms back down to the mat. Sweep your right leg all the way up to the sky. Three-legged dog. Just stretch it out. And then exhale, drop it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg reaches for the sky. Bend your knee, open your hip. Whew, good. This is like my therapy. You're doing this. It feels so good. Take those circles when you're ready, at your own pace, letting your breath guide you. Good, switching directions. Then take that left leg all the way up toward the sky, three-legged dog. As you inhale, roll forward to plank, hug your knee in towards your chest, press your palms into the mat to move your torso away. And then as you exhale, left foot comes to the outside of your left hand, both hands to the inside of that front foot, coming into a lizard, right? Just rocking it out here. Side to side, back and forth. You can come high on your fingertips so that your heart stays moving forward, and think about lifting your hips up. Good. One more breath. As you exhale, start to press your left foot into the mat. Just straighten your leg, coming into this long pyramid, letting your forearms drop to the mat nice and slow. Inhale, come back into that low lizard lunge, pulling your heart forward. Exhale, straighten to fold. Start to send your forearms down toward the mat if you can. Exhale, take it back to the lunge. One more time here. Press it straight. And then as you exhale, then back into the lizard lunge. Let your right knee come to the mat. Untuck your toes. Take a moment here to just rock it out. Let it go. And I always forget to mention that you can start a playlist at any time. I always forget at the beginning because I'm practicing in silence, but there's one in the chat. Good. Rocking side to side. Beautiful. Then here's press your whole left foot into the mat and squeeze your left, like the inner leg in towards your left arm, right? Either up on hands or down on forearms here. Squeeze it into the midline. Feel the activation on the inseam of your left thigh here. Really starting to find some space there. One more breath here. Squeeze a little bit tighter. And then as you exhale, start to roll to the outside of that left foot, letting the knee open to the side. Taking your hand to the inside of the leg for galaxy. Again, think about your back foot. When things are behind us, it's hard to remember to focus on them. So think about making that foot nice and even into the mat where the weight is and the foundation and the contact. And then either stay here or lift that back foot, take the bind here. Good, not losing the integrity of pressing down to lift up and out. Opening up. One more breath here. As you exhale, right foot comes to the mat, plant your palms, sweep your left leg all the way up to three-legged dog. Oh, three-legged dog. And then as you exhale, start to make your way into a yogi squat. So you can take your left foot to the outside of your left hip and then walk your right foot forward. Do what you can to get yourself there. Good, and from yogi squat, take a breath or two to figure out where you are today with your feet, right? It's early, so you may not be like as open as you are. We'll try to get back to this pose toward the end. Rocking side to side here, using your arms to open your knees, but without losing the integrity of your tailbone, sinking straight down toward the ground. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears, rocking side to side. Now walk your fingertips out in front of you. Good. Keep letting your hips sink down as you round your spine forward, reaching forward like downward facing dog arms. Good. Pressing your knees back behind you. One more breath. And then as you exhale, start to walk your hands back towards you. Press into your feet to straighten your legs. Toe heel back to hips width distance at the top of your mat. And then just hang here. Grab opposite elbows. Maybe take a gentle bend in your knees. Finding more space in your hips and your lower back. Right, sometimes when we soften, we find more space. So I encourage you as we start to move through our sun salutations and stuff like that, maybe when you come to stand, just have a micro bend in your knees and feel what that does to your hips. Maybe finding a little extra room to open. Good. If you have your elbows clasped, I want you to take your hands to your lower back. Interlace your fingers here and then straighten your legs as you pull your knuckles up toward the sky here, letting your head drop toward the mat. Inhale here, come into this low squat, pull your knuckles back, pull your heart forward. Exhale, take it back to straight. Good, with your head hanging down, bend your right knee gently, snuggle your right shoulder inside your right knee and just take a nice twist out to the left here. Pulling your knuckles back behind you, pressing into both feet, using those feet to open up a little bit more. And then as you exhale, come back through center, switch sides. Left shoulder snuggles inside the left knee, opening up here, right? Press into your right foot so your right leg stays nice and straight as you bend into the left. Exhale, come back to center, release your arms, let them hang heavy. Gently bend your knees here and roll yourself all the way up to stand. Good, sweeping your arms up overhead to prayer. And then as you exhale, bring that prayer to your heart center. Close your eyes gently. Right, catch up, take notice. Right, we haven't moved vigorously yet, but we've moved deeply already. So feel already maybe some difference in your body, in your breath, in your mind. And this year more than ever, there's so many places to send our good energy. So find something or somewhere to focus this practice, sending out your inspiration into the world. Right? We're so lucky to have this time together. So let's share what we create here. Beautiful. Your arms come to your sides. Toes and heels are touching at the top of the mat. And again, I won't cue you, but explore. We're going to do 2 rounds of sun salutation. So maybe do one with nice straight legs and one with like gently bent legs. Just notice the difference. See what you like. See what you find in each. And just, you can take it from there. I always am guiding you, but you know what's best for your body. With your arms hanging heavy, take an inhale as you reach them up overhead, palms press. Exhale, fold down over straight or gently bent knees. Good. Inhale, lengthen to look forward. Exhale, plant your palms, step or jump back, lowering down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press your feet into the mat, pull your heart through your shoulders. Exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Breathing here. Good. Even here, maybe micro bend your knees. Feel your sit bones separate and reach up for the sky. Right, creating all of this space and then straighten back into that space. Press your palms into the mat. Roll the eyes of those elbows forward. Exhale. Inhale here. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, rise up, reach up, palms press. Exhale, arms by your side, Tadasana. Again, inhale, reach it up. Exhale, fold it down. We're just doing like a dance with our body and our breath. Inhale, reach it forward with your heart. Exhale, plant your palms, step or jump back, lowering down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Finding the rhythm. In. Exhale, empty it out. 2 more breaths here. Breathing it in, feeling your whole torso fill up with breath and warmth. Exhale, let it go. Inhale here. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, rise up, reach up, palms press. Hold it here, press your feet down, reach your fingertips up. Exhale, arms by your side, Tadasana. Hooking your thumbs out in front of you as you inhale, reach up, look up, arch back, tuck that tail under, protect your back. Exhale, bend knees, swing arms, clasp hands, fold it down. Inhale, hands to the mat, right foot steps back, lunge, look ahead. Exhale, left foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga, gaze ahead. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Squeeze those arms into the rib cage. Inhale, slide it forward, low cobra. Exhale, push it back, seat to heels, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward to a lunge, pull your heart open. Exhale, left foot forward, fold it down. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, reach up, look up, arch it back. Exhale, bend knees, swing arms, clasp hands, fold it down. Inhale, hands to the mat, left foot back to a lunge. Exhale, right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide forward, low cobra. Even here, nourish your feet into the mat, right? Exhale, push it back, seat to heels, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, lunge. Exhale, right foot forward, fold it down. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, reach up, look up, arch it back. Exhale, bend knees, swing arms, clasp hands, fold it down. Inhale, hands to the mat, step your right foot back to a lunge. Listen up, as you exhale, sweep your left leg all the way up toward the sky, 3-legged dog. As you inhale, roll forward to plank, hug your knee in towards your chest. Exhale, sweep it back up to 3-legged dog. Inhale, right knee taps your right upper arm, hold it here. Exhale, sweep it all the way back up. Inhale, tap your left knee to your right elbow, pause there, straighten your leg out on a diagonal, and then roll up into this nice fallen triangle. Press your back foot into the mat. Open up your heart, gaze is up and back. Exhale, right hand down, left leg sweeps all the way up. Next, inhale, step your left foot forward, ground your feet, rise all the way up to a high lunge. Pausing here, tuck your tail under, lengthen your front body. Good, again, micro bend your back knee, find that space, and then press your heel toward the back of the room to straighten your leg. Lift your heart to the sky. And as you exhale, bring your hands to heart center. We're gonna take a twist to the left. So you're gonna hook your right arm to the outside of your left leg here. Don't lose track of that back foot. Press into the ball of that back foot. Keep your back leg lifted up. Don't let it sink down, right? Keep lifting it up. Press your palms together. Let your gaze move up. One more breath here. Inhale. As you exhale, reach yourself all the way back up into your high lunge. Hands back to heart center for just a breath as you tip forward. Inhale, make your way into a warrior 3. Good. Don't watch me, I have terrible balance. Think about squaring your hips. Engage your core here. Use that for your balance. Inhale here, one more breath. As you exhale, left hand comes down. Peel yourself open into a half moon here. So think about stacking your right hip right on top of your left. Pressing that top foot toward the back of the room. Right, feeling the right front hip extending long. One more breath here. As you exhale, bring your right hand down, square your hips, right toes to the mat. Legs are making an L shape, and then take the twist, twisted half moon. Squeeze those air hips in. Good, one more breath. As you exhale, bring your left hand down, step your right leg all the way to the back of the mat. Exhale, left foot steps back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, slide forward to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, low cobra, pause here. Bring your arms out in front of you if you're on your forearms in Sphinx pose here. Good. So your elbows are right under your shoulders. Really feel your pubic bone and your hips pressing into the mat. Again, the tops of your feet pressing into the mat, not rolling out. You can even look behind you to kind of check it out. Make sure your heels are centered right up the backs of your legs. Press into your forearms, pull your heart forward here. Good, pull your shoulders down away from your ears. Gaze starts to move up. One more breath. Beautiful. As you exhale, bring your torso back down, hands come to your rib cage. Push it back, seat to heels, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward to a lunge. As you inhale, come up to high lunge on this side. And then we're going to take a twist with the open arms to the right. So extend your arms in opposite directions. Gaze moves back over your right arm. Either stay here, keep squeezing your outer hips in, or take your right hand to your left leg, reach your left arm up behind you, keeping the bend in your right leg. Inhale here. Exhale. Next inhale, hands come down to the mat. Left foot steps forward. Hold it down. Inhale, bend these hook thumbs, reach up, look up, arch it back. Last time, bend knees, swing arms, clasp hands, fold it down. Inhale, hands to the mat. Left foot steps back to a low lunge. As you exhale, right foot sweeps all the way up to three-legged dog. Inhale here, bring your knee in towards your chest, pause here, hug it in. Inhale, take it back up, three-legged dog. Inhale, right knee to right upper arm or elbow. Exhale, sweep it back up. Inhale, pull it forward, right knee to left elbow. Then extend your right leg out to the side, opening your heart to the sky. Fallen triangle. Press your back foot into the mat, lift your hips a little bit higher. As you exhale, left hand down, right leg sweeps all the way up. Inhale, step your right foot forward, make your way to a high lunge. Pausing here. Really feeling your feet pressing into the mat. Everything tracked nice and linearly. Good. Arms are reaching up, maybe bend that back knee to find a little more space. Tuck your tail under, reach it up. And as you exhale, bring your prayer down to your heart center and then take a twist to the right. Hooking your left arm to the outside of your right leg. Good, inhaling here. Exhaling. One more inhale. Exhale. Next inhale, bring it all the way back up to your high lunge. Gaze ahead, square your hips. Hands come back to prayer as you tip yourself forward, making your way to warrior three. You can even bend that standing leg a little bit as you sort of tip your way there and straighten it as you feel steady. Engage your core, allow that to lift your torso up. Gaze ahead, heart is forward. One more breath. As you exhale, right hand comes down, peel it open into your half moon. Inhaling here and exhaling. One more breath. Inhale. As you exhale, left hand comes down. Really square those hips. So check that all your left toes are facing straight down. Squeeze the outer hips in and then peel your right arm up toward the sky. Gaze follows. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Good. As you inhale, put your palms back to the mat. Shoot, I can't remember what I did here. Step your left foot back to a lunge. Right foot steps back, lower down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. I hope I didn't forget anything. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, let's slide it forward to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the mat. Inhale, slide it forward to low cobra. Pause here. Bring your forehead down to the mat. Extend I'll do it on the left side first. So extend your left arm directly out from your shoulders, out to the side. And then start to roll to the left over your left hip and left shoulder, taking this nice shoulder opening. Your right arm sweeps up toward the sky and back behind you as much as you can. Keep pressing into the mat with your left shoulder, opening up the collarbone. You can bend your right knee here if it's more comfortable. One more breath. Good. As you exhale, roll back through center. Extend your right arm out to the side here. Start to roll out to the other side. I love this stretch. It feels really good when you're like a little bit warm. You can open up. Really reach that left arm up behind, up above, and then start to let it fall behind you. Thinking about joining the backs of your hands together behind you. You can bend into your left knee here for stability. Gaze is up. You can also relax your head down. You know it's more comfortable for your neck. One more breath here. As you exhale, roll back onto your belly. Bring your hands to next to your heart center. Pull yourself forward to a low cobra. As you exhale, press it back, seat to heels, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot steps forward to a lunge. Pause here as you rise all the way up to high lunge. And then exhale, open it up into this reverse warrior. Keep that deep bend in your left knee here. And then either stay here or take your hand to the back of your leg as you reach your right arm up and back. Good. Keep bending forward as you reach away. One more breath. As you exhale, hands come down to either side of your front foot. Pop your right foot forward to fold it down. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, reach up, look up, arch back. Exhale, arms by your side, Tadasana. Few breaths here, reset. That was a long, quick standing series. Good. Oh my God, it's so dry up here. I'm dying. What I wouldn't give to be back in Miami. I'm dying. Thirst here. Good. Resetting back at the top of your mat. Toes and heels are touching. Really squeeze into the midline. Think about your inner knees pressing in, those bones pressing in. As you inhale, drop your hips, reach your heart up to the sky. Come into Utkatasana, right? Palms are open at shoulder width, or you can try to press your palms together in front of you. Good. One more breath here. As you exhale, fold down over straight legs. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, step or jump back, lowering down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Beautiful, guys. Exhale, push it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps forward, rise up to warrior one. Pause. Good. Outer edge of your left foot is pressing into the mat, pulling your left hip forward to the front of the room. One more breath here. As you exhale, press into your right foot to straighten it, let your arms fall behind you. Interlace your fingers here. Pull them back as you press your front foot into the mat, pull your heart up and back. Lots of length in the front body. And then as you exhale, fold it into humble warrior. Bending into that knee as your torso falls to the inner edge of your right leg. Let the crown of your head pull you down, nice like long neck. No tension in the neck. Keep pressing into that back foot. Lift the hips up. Inhale here. Exhale. Next inhale, release your hands. Come all the way back up to warrior one. Exhale, open it up to warrior two. Then inhale, press into that front foot, coming into triangle pose. So you can work on like a long triangle, or you can scoot your back foot in. Do what feels good for you, or you feel nice even weight in your feet. You're gonna stretch your right arm out in front of you, pull your hips back. Think about keeping space in that hip crease. And then when your torso is nice and parallel, let your arm come down to your foot, your ankle, to a block. Good, and then take your left arm up toward the sky. Keep tucking your tailbone down toward their respective heels, if that makes sense. So your right one's tucking down toward your right heel, left toward your left. Keep opening your hips to the side of the room. Inhale here. Exhale. Again, notice your feet here. Maybe lift your toes of your right foot up off the mat. Press into the ball of that right foot. Right? Maybe find some extra engagement up one side of your leg. For me, I feel it up the inner, like the inseam of my leg. You may feel it somewhere else. Just extra activation. One more breath. As you inhale, take your left arm over your left ear, reaching for the front of the room. Keep opening your heart. So we're not sinking downward. Keep opening up our chest. to the side and then up. Gaze is ahead. One more breath. Either stay here for a count of 3, bring your right arm up to meet it, holding an imaginary beach ball. Keep opening your heart for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Release your hands to your waist. Pivot your right toes to the left side of your mat. Good. All toes facing forward. Adjust your stance. Press your waist down as you lift your heart, shoulders roll back. And as you exhale, let your heart lead the way as you fold yourself forward into this straddle fold here. Hands can release down, start to walk them back to the level of your toes here. Good, do what feels good. If you have the crown of your head to the mat, you can work on your tripod headstand. Wherever you are, you're continuing the engagement of your legs, right? So press those feet into the mat, really feel the engagement. Here, maybe take a micro bend, send your hips back behind you a little bit, and then press into your feet, feel that activation up your legs. Everything's engaged. Take an inhale here. Exhale. If you're upside down, come all the way back. Next inhale, bring your hands out in front of you, bring your torso halfway up. Hands to the waist, come all the way back up to stand. Pivot your right toes out, back toward the front of the room. Return yourself to a warrior 2 position here. Good, think about tucking your tail under. Right knee is moving out to the side. Shoulders are pulling down away from your ears. One more breath here. Next inhale, reverse your warrior. Keep pulling that right knee forward as you reach away from it. And as you exhale, start to take your version of extended side angle. So again, modified is amazing. It finds lots of space in your hip crease as you press down to lift your torso up. Or you can take your hand to the outside of your foot, inside of your foot. You can find it, whatever feels good to you. But wherever you're making contact, even with your own body, use that pressure to activate and open a little bit more. Right? We have to give ourselves kind of our own assist because we can't go to class and get them from the teacher. So use yourself. Inhale here. Exhale. On your next inhale, come all the way back up to warrior 2. Exhale, cartwheel it down, step back, lower down to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot steps forward, warrior 1, reach it up. Feel your feet pressing into the mat, pulling your hips forward toward the front of the room, squaring them off. Tuck your tailbone down a little bit. One more breath here, deep bend in the left knee. As you exhale, start to straighten your left leg as your hands come behind you. Interlace your fingers, press them down as you open your heart, lengthening the front body. And then exhale, gracefully fold down into your humble warrior. Pulling yourself forward and then down. Using that space we've created. Press into your feet, don't let your hips sink, and then think about pulling your left hip sort of back into the midline here. So it's not jutting way out to the side, you're pulling it back into the midline. Head is pulling down, your neck is relaxed, fingertips moving, your knuckles moving toward the sky. One more breath here. Whew. Next inhale, press into your feet, reach all the way back up to warrior 1. Exhale to warrior 2. Then straighten that front leg. Giving your quad a little break there. Good. Adjust your feet to your comfort level for triangle pose. Good. And then start to send your hips back in space as you lengthen yourself forward. Think about your left side body staying as long as your right to keep the wrinkles out of there, reaching forward, forward, forward. And then exhale, take it into triangle pose. Good. Opening your heart toward the side, stacking your hips. Maybe pressing, like lifting your left toes, pressing into the ball of that left foot. Noticing the difference it makes. Inhale here. Exhale. One more breath. Then as you inhale, stay down in triangle, reach your right arm up over your right ear, gazing ahead, up over your fingertips. Reach, reach, reach. Then start to bring your left arm to meet your right, keeping your heart open to the sky, to the side of the room. One more breath. Hold it here. Inhale, press into your feet, come all the way up to stand. Good. I'm going to turn around for this one. We're going to come into goddess pose. So toes are out, heels are in. Take a few moments here to set yourself up so that you're comfortable. So your quads, you may not be there today, but so that they could come parallel to the mat, right? So you need to adjust your feet to the right width here. Good. And when you get there, press your feet into the mat and let your hips sink down. Good. Take your right hand to the inside of like your right knee. Start to press that knee away as you dip your right shoulder into the midline, taking this nice opening here in your hip, inner groin. Inhale, come back to center. Take it to the other side. Press that left knee open as you really dip that left shoulder down. Inhale, back to center. Good, and with that sensation of those knees moving out without our hands pressing them, tuck your tail under, nice long spine, tall spine. Reach your arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers, pointers toward the sky. Squeeze your ears with your upper arms. Tuck your tail and then drop a little bit lower as your fingers reach up toward the sky for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, straighten it out. Take a breath here. Bring your hands to your waist. Good. Now take yourself back to warrior 2. So your left toes are facing forward. Right foot is down and at an angle. Hold it here for just a breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Next inhale, take it up and back. Reverse your warrior. Keep pressing that left knee forward and pulling your left fingertips back. And then exhale, take it into extended side angle, wherever you are. Good, and you can explore. You can start in one and then take a few breaths and then take it to the next. Good, Heather, open your heart a little bit more. Good. Take your hand to the inside of your leg for a second, Heather, see the difference. Good. Use that to pressure, like it can make contact and then, yeah, there you go. Peel your heart open. Good. That should feel different and hopefully good. Beautiful. Good, Julie. Keep tucking your tail under. Good, Catherine, bend a little deeper into the front knee. Woo, good, one more breath. Exhale, hands come down, step back, lower down to chaturanga. Beautiful, guys. That was a very long series again. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drop your knees to the mat, big toes touch. Let's take a few breaths in child's pose. Well earned here. Good, time to reset. So in your child's pose, really feel your hips moving down and back. And if you can either bring your arms to your side, or if you're reaching them out in front of you, you may want to reach them a little bit further, lengthening your side body. Good. Inhaling and exhaling. One more breath here. Good. On your next inhale, we're going to stay low. We're going to make our way into a forearm plank. So you might have to do a little tweaking here. You're going to come, your forearms are like an equal sign. They're shoulder width distance apart. Walk your feet back behind you. Try to keep your shoulders over your elbows here. Good. Tail is tucked down, core is engaged. Your ankles are right, your heels are right on top of your toes here, right? Everything's pressing down, engaging, pressing into your forearms here, holding it here. This is enough. Or for 3 times on each side, start to take your right knee to your right upper arm, take it back, left knee, take it back, use your core. 2 more times to each side. In, left, right, left. Try to stay as low as you can, and then drop your torso to the mat. Release your belly down, release your head down, take a break. You can rock your hips side to side here. Beautiful. Then returning to our forearm plank, we're going to work on making our way into Pincha Mayurasana, so forearm stand. If you're not ready to go there, there's lots of things we'll do along the way to help strengthen your shoulders, right? So stop where you feel the challenge and work on that. So first we're going to get back into our forearm plank. Good. Feel nice and strong here. And then start to walk your feet closer to your elbows. So now you're in a forearm downward facing dog. Feel your forearms pressing into the mat, making space for your chest to press back behind you. And here it feels really good to bend your knees, send your chest back, separate your sit bones, and then exhale, straighten your legs back out. That's just a nice thing to do. You could just stay there, right? If you want to move on, you could take one leg up to the sky and bring it back down. All the while pressing into your forearms here, right? Keeping your armpits pressing away from the mat, reaching it up. You can start to work on your arm balance. Another option is to take your right leg up toward the sky and then hug your knee in towards your chest, similar to what we were doing before in the other poses. And then sweeping it back up to the sky, doing that a few times on each side. right? Find your edge, kind of find your challenge. This is all strengthening your arms. So keep pressing into the forearms. It's really about lifting the armpits almost away from the mat up toward the sky. Beautiful. Good. Nice, nice, nice. Keep moving your chest back toward your legs. And when you're done, come down to child's pose. Pausing there. Good. Now let's walk it forward to puppy pose. This is a nice one too, since we've been working on the shoulders. So you want to open your legs to like the width of your mat, so your knees are nice and wide here. Good. Then you're going to bring your forearms down, start to sink your chest down to the mat. And maybe your chin, if you can keep looking ahead while you're making contact with your chest and your chin will be on the mat. If it's too much on your neck, you can tuck your chin in and put your forehead on the mat. Good. Stretch your arms forward here. Think about your hips being stacked right on top of your knees. Good, and from here, maybe just wiggle your tail, right? Send it side to side. Use the inner edges of your knees to find a little more length here on the inseam of your leg. Wag your tail. Good, come back to center. Either stay here for 5 more breaths, or if your shoulders are ready, you can open your palms up toward the sky. So you're rolling over your pinky, sending your thumbs up to the outer edges of the mat, thinking about putting the backs of your hands on the mat someday. Good, keep pulling your shoulders back, right, tractioning your arms back into the midline. One more breath here. As you exhale, if your palms are rolled open, press them back into the mat. Take it into child's pose for a breath. And then start to walk your torso up to stand on your knees for camel. This will be our little back bending series today instead of wheel. So we're going to do this 2 times. You're going to be standing on your knees, torso, you have a nice, strong, long torso here. Tuck your tail under. You can either have your toes tucked if you're feeling tight today, at least for the first one, or if you feel nice and open, you can keep the tops of your feet on the mat. Bring your hands to your waist. Really tuck your tail under. Lift your heart up. Feel this length in your front body, like there's a string pulling your heart up toward the sky as you press your waist down and open your shoulders. Good. Inhale here with this nice open front body. Trying to keep your hips like perpendicular to the mat. Just reach behind you for your heels. Good. Keep pressing your hips forward. Maybe let your head drop back. Open your shoulders here. Good. 2 more breaths wherever you are. And then as you exhale, just come back down. Untuck your toes if they're tucked. Drop it down to child's pose for just 3 breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Next inhale, come back up last time. So again, a few options. If your toes were tucked, you can flatten your feet, or you can try some arm variations. So first, make your way into this nice, strong camel. Keep pressing your hips forward, rolling your shoulders back, reaching for your heels here. Good. And if you're comfortable here, you can take your right arm, sweep it out in front of you, up overhead, and take it back. And then do it with the left arm. And you can either go back and forth, or if you have a rotation in your arm, you can take it back in one big circle. Good. Do what feels good. Keep your neck loose, right? Looking up at the sky. It's almost like you're doing backstroke here if you can. 1 more breath. Inhale, come all the way back up. Take it down to child's pose for a rest. Good. Inhaling here and exhaling. Walk your hands out in front of you. Press your palms into the mat. Tuck your toes. Take it back to downward facing dog. Good. Slowing it down here. Sweep your right leg all the way up toward the sky. And as you exhale, make your way into pigeon pose. So your right knee's going to be behind your right wrist. Take a moment here before you fold forward. This is a great time to check your back foot. So your leg should be coming straight out from your hip, your left leg. And you don't want your heel sickling out to the inside or the outside. So really press into the top of that foot. Lift your heart and then exhale, fold forward over your right shin. Good. If it's super easy and you don't feel anything, you can start to bring your right shin more parallel to the top of the mat. Just be mindful of your knee always.
Good. Let your torso hang heavy. Take an inhale here and exhale it out. Next inhale, walk your torso back up. Good. Plant your left knee into the mat and start to bend your left leg. Take the bind if you can. So you're going to reach back with your left arm, left hand to your left foot. Keep squaring your shoulders forward here. And before you pull your heel into your seat, I really want you to kick your leg back behind you. Feel a nice opening in the front of your left shoulder here. Really use the pressure of your foot to open your shoulder. And then as you exhale, start to pull your heel in towards your seat. Trying to keep your shoulders and torso square to the front of the room. You can curl your hand around so your toes are on the bottom of your foot, right? Do what feels good. Try to keep that left elbow in. One more breath here. As you exhale, release the bind if you have it. Plant your hands. Sweep your right leg up to the sky. And then as you exhale, come back to down dog. Other side, left leg sweeps up to the sky. As you exhale, bring it through to pigeon. Good. Maybe noticing a difference between the right and the left. It's all good, right? It's hard on the floor. We can't really make any adjustments to make it more even. So just be where you are and breathe into that space if you find that difference. Check your back foot, press the top of that foot evenly into the back of the mat as you lift your heart. And then exhale, fold it forward. Breathing in and breathing out. Three more breaths here, sinking down. Sending your breath to your hip. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, walk your torso back up. Bend your right knee. You can ground yourself wherever it's good. Some people like to take their left hand to the left thigh for that stability. You're going to press into your knees and your shin to lift your torso up a little bit off the mat as you reach behind you. Good. Trying to bring your shoulders square if you can. Good. First, pulling your leg away from you, feeling the opening in your right shoulder. And then as you exhale, pull the heel in toward the seat. Maybe rotate your fingers to the bottom of your foot, to the sole of your foot. Keep tucking that tail under. One more breath. As you exhale, release. Good. Press your hands into the mat. Last downward facing dog. Beautiful. And from here, you're going to bend your knees deeply and then walk, jump, hop, fly all the way down onto your seat. Send your legs out in front of you. Engage your core. Reach your arms forward and then keep pulling those fingers forward as you start to round your spine down onto the mat, coming down to your back. Setting up for a quick inversion here. Always important to get your feet above your heart. So coming into shoulder stand or waterfall here. Good. Press your legs up toward the sky. If you're in waterfall, your whole back's on the mat. Otherwise, pop your hips up. Take your hands to your lower back. Keep tucking your tail up toward the sky. Inhaling here. And exhaling. Squeeze the legs together. Right? Keep them active. One more breath. And as you exhale, let your toes fall behind your head, coming into plow pose. Right? It feels so restorative here. Your back is so open. I love this at the end of the practice. Just nice opening in your lower back. Lots of width there. So just breathe the space and the warmth and the breath there. As you exhale, start to bend your knees on either side of your head, squeezing your ears, letting your shins fall heavy. Then straighten your legs out again. Press your hands down the mat and slowly roll all the way onto your back. Good. Pulling your toes forward and down, making this nice, elegant arch as you pull your legs down. Use your core to go as slowly as possible. Keep pulling your navel down toward the mat, lengthening the front of your hips and the front of your thighs. Good. When you arrive there, walk your elbows down towards your hips, press your forearms into the mat. Puff your chest to the sky as you let your head fall behind you, coming into Matsyasana. And 3 times, just take these cleansing breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Filling up, letting it go. 2 more times, fill it up. Let it go. Last time, really fill up. Feel the warmth in your heart and your chest. Exhale, let it go as you tuck your chin in towards your chest, coming all the way down onto your backs. Good. Taking any last poses that you would like to complete your practice. You guys know I never have enough time to get it all in. So if there's anything that you really feel like you need today, now's your time. Otherwise, settle yourself into Shavasana, right? Letting it go, like really melting into the earth, letting it hold you and knowing that you're safe there. Letting your breath slow down. Just be. Slowly start to bring awareness back to your body and your breath. Wiggling your fingers and toes, rocking your head side to side. Take a full body stretch, reaching your arms up overhead, extending your feet and your toes in the opposite direction. And as you exhale, gather your knees in towards your chest, giving yourself a hug. Keeping your eyes closed, rolling to either side, making your way back up to a seated position. Your eyes nice and heavy, right? Keeping it turned inward for a few more moments. Right, and as I always love to do at the end of this beautiful practice is just check back in and notice all of the changes we're experiencing that we've created in your mind and your body, your heart, and your spirit. Shrug your shoulders up by your ears one more time. Really open up, feel that love, feel that warmth as we close together with Loka Samasta. Breathing in all together. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your hands together at heart center. Bow your chin in towards your chest. Taking this final moment to thank yourself, celebrate yourself, honor yourself, and acknowledge that the true teacher and everything you need lies right within you. Bring your prayer to your third eye, sealing in the practice and this beautiful energy. We bow forward together. Namaste.